الحمد لله وكفى وسلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم إن أول بيت وضع للناس للذي ببكة مباركا وهدى للعالمين فيه آيات بينات مقام إبراهيم ومن دخله كان آمنا ولله على الناس حج البيت من استطاع إليه سبيلا ومن كفر فإن الله غني عن العالمين صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Surah Al-Imran. Yesterday we started the discussion about the virtues of Kaaba. We did the history yesterday. In the last part of this ayah number 96, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying, بَيْتِ وُضِعَ لِلنَّاسِ لَلَّذِي بِبَكَّةَ مُبَارَكًا وَهُدًى لِلْعَالَمِينَ. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is saying وُضِعَ لِلنَّاسِ, Surah Al-Mufassirin have written that this means, Nas basically means people. So these virtues of the Kaaba and this house of worship is for all people. For all people. Not restricted to the Quraysh. So the things that the Quraysh tried to do that we talked about yesterday, those were not praiseworthy in the sight of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wants the house to be open for everyone. Now the last three words of this ayah say Mubarakan wa hudan lil alameen. Mubarak basically means something that has barakah. What is the literal meaning of barakah? Barakah, we try to translate it, for lack of a better word, we just say blessing. But the technical understanding of the word barakah is that something that increases and on that increase stays. So it increases and then basically increases and does not decrease. Barakah basically means increase without a decrease. And this barakah, Mufassirin have written, can be sometimes that when we say something has barakah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it may be, for example, my wealth has barakah. So that may be that it is increasing in number, but also it may be that it is apparently staying the same in its number or quantity, but it is increasing in function. So what I am able to do with the physical amount of whatever I have, that capacity to do things has increased. So that will also be called barakah. So barakah is of two kinds. This house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is a Mubarak place. It has barakah. And it has barakah of both types. So Hazrat Mufassirin have written that in all times, masses of people have been coming to Kaaba to perform Hajj. And they do Tawaf there, they do Umrah there. And never has it happened that this city ran out of resources for the people that it is hosting. Every single year there will be a huge number of people coming from all across the world, and they will not be coming for a simple stay or passing by, but they will be the population of that city for almost a month or even more will become 4 to 5 folds, even much more than that, for that period. And these people will, of course, when they are there, they'll stay, they'll eat, they'll do fulfill all sorts of their humanly needs, but also they perform mass ibadat, and one of those ibadat is sacrifice, which is to be performed within the boundaries of Haram. And what happens is that there is several hundred thousands of animals sacrificed, and all of that happens without that ever running out of resources. So that is one manifestation of the barakah that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put. Similarly, in other ayat we read in this session here as well, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has made it such a city that blessings from all across the world come to that city. So when you go to Makkah, fruits, plantation that is not available in many other parts of the world is available there in Makkah, although it is a desert. Similarly, not only that, but Hazrat Mufassirin have gone so far as to say that even the technological fruits also reach there. Whenever there is need, although the technology will be developed somewhere else, but that kind of technology, whenever it is needed to help the people who are coming there, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala somehow arranges for that. And it reaches there, and you see that all sorts of barakah reaches Makkah. وَهُدًى لِلْعَالَمِينَ. Also, barakah also extends to the spiritual meaning. The spiritual meaning. What will be that? First of all, the Hajj. The Prophet ﷺ has said that whoever performs Hajj, they become cleansed of their sins as if they are born that very day. So, also, it is a hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that if someone prays a salah at their home, they get the reward of one salah. If they go to their local masjid, they get the reward of 25 times. If they go to their Jami' masjid, the central masjid, they get the reward of 100 times or 50 times. If they go to Masjid Aqsa, they get a reward of 1,000 times. If they go to my masjid, which is Masjid Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, 50,000 times. If they go to this place, Masjid Al-Haram, it is 100,000 times for one single salah. So that is also multiple folds in terms of spirituality. And there's so many other things there in terms of spirituality. وَهُدًى لِلْعَالَمِينَ. And Huda here basically means guidance in terms of direction. Guidance in terms of direction. Because if we take the meaning that the people of Makkah will always remain on the right deen, then that is not true historically. Because the Prophet ﷺ was in Medina for a very long time, and the people in Makkah were not on the right deen. So this basically means وَهُدًى لِلْعَالَمِينَ. This is Huda in terms of direction. That it serves as a direction towards which people face and pray. فِيهِ آيَاتٌ بَيِّنَاتٌ. In it there are clear signs. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put clear signs in this place. Maqamu Ibrahim. So these ayat, as other Mufassirin have explained, that there's many ayat or signs of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in that city. A few of them are mentioned in Tafasir. For example, one of this is mentioned here, Maqamu Ibrahim. Maqamu Ibrahim, what is Maqamu Ibrahim? Maqam Ibrahim is that stone upon which the Sayyidina Ibrahim ala nabina alayhi salatu wassalam would stand and construct the Kaaba. Hazrat Mufassirin have written it was such a stone that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave it a capacity that whenever he would need to reach a height, that stone will increase in height. Whenever he need to come down at the end of the day, that stone will itself come down. That stone, no stone has the capacity to take the impression of a human being's foot. But if you go, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala take us all there, when we look at that stone, it has very clear footprints of Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam there. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has preserved it. And in another ayah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that make that place وَاتَّخِذُوا مِن مَقَامِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ مُصَلَّى. Make that place, that Maqam Ibrahim, a place of prayer. So Hazrat Mufassir have written that some unfortunate people today say that tamassuk or gaining barakah or blessing through the belongings of the pious people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they say that it has no basis in deen. It is said right here in the Quran that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is asking you, what is the virtue of that stone? What is the virtue of that stone except that Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salam, who is a pious prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, stood upon it and constructed the Kaaba. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is directing in the Quran to make it a place of worship, make it a place of prayer. So tamassuk or gaining barakah or blessing from the belongings or the places of the pious people of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is driven from the Quran itself. Anyway, other ayat, other signs that Hazrat Mufassirin have written, it comes in the hadith of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam that all people who come to the Makkah, the Kaaba, and they also, when they are there for Hajj, they perform Rami in Jamarat. What is that? That they collect stones and they pelt the shaitan, the markings of shaitan, with stones. The Prophet ﷺ has said that it is a mu'ajza, it is a miracle that those stones never collect there. Only a very small amount of stones get collected there, and the Prophet ﷺ has said that that is because of the people whose Hajj did not get accepted. So all people pelt that place with stones, but only those whose Hajj did not get accepted, their stones remain there, the others are picked up by Malaika. So for a very long time, the government did not need to make any special arrangements to pick up those stones after Hajj. Now it is seen that the government is forced to arrange for the pickup of those stones. Anyway, now there are some other virtues of the Kaaba that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning in this ayah. وَمَنْ دَخَلَهُ كَانَ آمِنًا. Whoever enters this place finds peace, will be given peace. And that has also been held true for a very long time. Even the Quraysh and the ignorant people of Makkah, who did not believe basically in any deen and had all sorts of bad things and bad qualities in them, they were also very particular about giving aman or peace to the people who will enter this place. So it comes in narrations that even a son whose father had been killed by someone, if they would see the killer in this place, they will not kill them, but just lower their gaze, look elsewhere and pass by. If a criminal finds peace in there, even the Islamic Sharia does not permit to kill a criminal there. The ruling of the Sharia is to somehow force them out of that place and then execute the punishment that the Sharia has prescribed for them. Inshallah, there's more. The next part of the ayah talks about Hajj. Inshallah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Salatu wassalamu ala sayyidil mursaleen. ربنا ظلمنا أنفسنا وإن لم تغفر لنا وترحمنا لنكونن من الخاسرين. اللهم اجعلنا من أهل القرآن الذي يحبك وخاصتك. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا ومولانا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. آمين برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين.